Hello there, my name is Makhors and welcome to BBS mod 1.6 changelog video, update video, highlights video. Feature-wise, it's not really a big update. However, one feature was really worth the wait. Yes, it was worth the wait. The wait. Anyways, so I'm gonna start with smaller stuff and then we're gonna go until the most important feature. So first one is whenever you have a film, I have to change the language. First thing is whenever you have a film, say I have a film and I have multiple actors. Say I'm just gonna add a couple of these. Sometimes you say you need like, oh, these guys are out of place in the order. So what you can do now is like sort them, and it even works with undo and redo. So this is more for organization. If you have attached like to the tracker clips or to the what's called anchor keyframe tracks, it's also gonna update correctly. Then we have a mechanism to load bobj files with animations. So let's say you have emoticons, and let's see where it was. This guy. And here I have models, the assets, and now you can create a new folder emotes and add a bobj file that would have like animations and stuff like that, and then it would load. So here, emote, jumping jacks. Keep in mind that, for example, so to more demonstrate it better, I'm gonna just go here and then reload models, and then put here. You see there's no animation, and then I go out of the editing menu. I'm going back and put the file back in. I'm gonna select it. It's still not gonna have it in the list. What you gotta do is you're gonna go exit, press reload models. Well, since the data was already there, it's gonna automatically update. However, I have to do it manually here. So yeah, that's the mechanism for loading those bobj files. Next, let's say we have multiple of these, and all of them are desynchronized. There is a command called BBS model block, refresh, and then say 0. Then they all be synchronized. But you can specify any random range in order to. Wow. I guess it's not gonna work this way. Alright. Well, I guess it's it's for the next feature rather. Wait, no, not next feature yet. Then we have a new backup system. So there was a problem where people lost a lot of work due to the power outage. But now there are those folders of the same folder name as the file, like the film, and have the work for everyone, like for every hour you do. So now you can lose maximum up to 1 hour of work. So how to restart it? Let's say I have this film 1 corrupted. What I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna paste it here. I'm gonna rename it to something. Well, you don't have to rename it if you don't want to. And now I'll have it over here. So yeah, what nice film to restart from. So yeah, that's pretty much it about the backup mechanism. And now we get to the juicy stuff. So first, I'm gonna show you, for example, with the default model. Let me find some skin. I like this skin. So first of all, there's now undo redo in form editor. So as you can see, I changed the skin and I press Ctrl Z, Ctrl Y in order to update. I can do it with anything, like I can pose, I can add a body part, see saxophone to the head, pose it, stuff like that, remove, and then all of that is going to be what's called undo redoable. But that's only a side effect of a more cooler feature that you've been waiting for. So basically now there are sequencer morphs in BBS mod, but they are not sequencers like as a separate morph. It's called animation states. Those are called animation states. It's basically a mechanism that allows you to specify multiple animation states, and you can animate here directly in the timeline. And then, like, I don't know, like, let's create a simple animation from I don't know, like something like this, and then 19, so the full duration. I'm gonna make it Hermite, and now as you can see, the model block is animated for looping. There could be as many animation states as possible. I'm not really sure about the bandwidth, like, or capacity in which model blocks can have it. But the way it works is basically you have main, you enable it if you'd like to make the animation played instantly. This works, let's say, let's try with a cow. Now I'm gonna go to the entity selectors, cow, and then this. Yeah, as you can see, now they also have those animations played by default because it's main. Let me disable that. If you have multiple animation states and all of them are like toggled as main, so I can make like a new one. Let's say alright. Let's say animation like that. It's 12 ticks. And I'm gonna, yeah, main. And now if I'm going to go enable and spawn new ones, as you can see, some of them will be with one animation and the other ones are gonna be with the other. So this is how it works. It's gonna pick one random animation state that is set to main, basically. Now let's go back to the girl. There are multiple like options here. Main allows you to set it as main, so it will play it by default. Keybind allows you to set a key that will be triggered upon morphed character or with the model block or BBS gun. Fade in and fade out. Well, I should probably just show it on actual person. Let me make a copy of this, paste, and then let's create here animation states. So let's say this is gonna be, I'm gonna call it ABC, I don't know, and the key would be Y. And here I'm gonna guess make some animation. I don't know, maybe clapping one, I don't know, clap. Too slow, and maybe, and then go back to default. So now I have it animated. It's 22 ticks long. And now whenever I'm here, oh, that's a bad key to keybind too, because Y is also Let's see, do U. So now when I press U, it plays. And let's say if I had a model block, that basically had the same thing. If I press U, well, I guess it doesn't work this way. So let's try with a different key. I. Yeah, it works, but there is one more key that conflicts there. Let's try instead of I, it's gonna be O. Can we get an O? Yeah, we don't get it. No. Okay. I cannot. Okay, now let's do numpad 1. I'm pretty sure it's nothing on numpad 1. As you can see, I can trigger it on model blocks, and I can trigger it. Let's trigger on both of them. I press them all at the same time. Important note is that this trigger, this trigger only works if you're editing basically the main default form. It's not gonna work with any of these specifically. So make sure that you like edit this one, and then if you need like inventory and first person stuff like that, they would be different. So it's not gonna matter, for example, if I have first person here to this guy, and I'll have like some animation here on, what was that? It was numpad 1. I'm just gonna make him rotate or something like that. 9 ticks. It's not gonna work. You see, it's numpad 1. It works on the main form. It's visible in the inventory, it's visible in the third person, but since there's a different form, it's not gonna work. Yes. Now let me show you like there's more to it. Let's create a new one, and I want to show you how to show the looping animation. So let's say I have a bowing, like a bowing animation. It has 15 ticks offset, looping offset. It's gonna be 35 in total, and have some fade in and some fade out. So 35. So at 15, it's gonna start the animation cycle. Bow 1 and bow 2. So here's an animation. So it's enabled looping, and it's numpad 2. So now if you press numpad 2, it's gonna repeat the animation. But notice it's not going to loop over to the beginning. It loops over to the 15th tick, where it has like a cyclical animation, I guess, that cycles. And if I press numpad 2, it's gonna fade out. If I trigger it fast, you'd see there would be a fade in and fade out. It would be even better demonstrated if I'd say my default pose would be something like that. You see there's fade in and fade out, but look at that. If I'm going to disable any, oh, that's the wrong one. This one? I think I messed up somewhere. There. Oh, I forgot to open the correct one. So here I have 0 tick and then 15. And that's why it's, for example, if I'm gonna set it to 0, this is how it's gonna look like. You see, it resets back to 0. That's why it's sets required here. Oh, it's the wrong one again. You can hear what happens if you set fade in, fade out to 0. You see, it's like instant fade in, fade out. Instantly change it to these properties. That's why fading is really nice. So going back again, toggle animation, animation state editor here, fade in 5 and fade in 5, fade out 5. Now we have a smooth transition between these states. Like with this feature, I think there's like infinite potential with role playing. Like imagine you can add like as many body parts as you like. You can have, for example, let's say one of those examples I've shown like in some of the videos is that, for example, I can have like, I guess some kind of like I guess emote. Let's see, shadow color 0, 0.5, maybe like something like more grayish background. Background seems unnecessary. So now, and billboard. And now, by default, I'm gonna make it invisible. And let me go back to the character and disable, and make a new animation state. bobj. And let's say I'm gonna animate the transform for the one transform, because that's where, so 1. And maybe like too fast. And then go back to 0 with chill out. So imagine this is an expression or something. So this is 26 ticks long. And did I say? Yeah, I said it. And 5 and 5, something like that. There's no need. By the way, I forgot about looping. Looping allows you to set it to looping, so it's gonna loop, but also that it's a toggleable animation state. So first time you press it, it's gonna loop, and then if you press again, it disables, basically like turns it off. Okay, in the world, this is how it looks like. You see, like I can enable this animation, and then also like trigger multiple of them. Wait, what happened to the first one? Oh, it's you on this one guy instead of numpad 1. And then you can basically like fade in between them, and they work fine. Or something like that. Yeah, this is very powerful. Now, I think I've shown everything, but there is one more thing about animation states. So let's say you have the same guy, and it's a model block. You can actually trigger animation states on model blocks with commands. So model block, play state, or so yeah, like that. The same way with toggleable, like with looping, you can disable or enable it. And the ID feature is needed here in order to, let's say, you can have, instead of having the UIDs, the unique IDs, that is like available underlying, you can set custom IDs so that you wouldn't have to type in so much of it. Ah, wait. Maybe. It was on3 and yeah. Now you see all of these change from the custom UID, from the underlying UUIDs to these guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, forgot to tell. This feature is possible thanks to the crowd-funded support by Clouser, Nioum, Ferited, Rüyaperest, AnTaluS, SergiDPlay, LOLOG, Alek, and FinalBlock Studios. So yeah, thank you guys. That's it. Bye.